You do now adjourn. Ms Lee.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. The theme was "You are not alone," and that was certainly the case on Sunday morning for anyone who was near the Lennox Gardens. They would have seen a sea of yellow shirts as hundreds of Canberrans walked, jogged and ran to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's ACT on their 5th annual Memory Walk and Jog. There are over 413,000 people living with dementia in Australia, and it is estimated that over 5,000 people live with dementia in the ACT. There is a misconception that dementia only affects the elderly, and whilst it is true that it is more common amongst our older Australians, younger onset dementia is a condition that is not talked about much. We have already seen great examples of the community coming together to raise awareness about and supporting Canberrans living with dementia, and I commend the Majura Men's Shed in partnering with Alzheimer's ACT to give older men living with dementia the support and resources to be able to engage with other men, to talk shoulder to shoulder, to create trinkets for their grandchildren, a chance to get back to the basics of using their hands to create something special. With national statistics showing an alarming upwards trend in the diagnosis of dementia, it is clear that in moving forward, dementia will impact every Australian family in some way. Yet a recent survey conducted by Alzheimer's Australia Dementia and the Impact of Social Stigma reports that over 70% of Australians admit they know very little about dementia, and almost half of the population do not realise that dementia is fatal or understand how to assist someone with dementia. The survey also found that people living with dementia and their carers overwhelmingly report feeling socially isolated and lonely. It is for this reason that initiatives such as the Memory Walk and Jog are so important. We have a responsibility to educate ourselves and our community as to the realities of dementia and how we can best support those affected. It is a way we can show these Canberrans that indeed you are not alone. Last week, Minister Fitzharris, Minister Rattenbury and I joined Al the Elephant, the Memory Walk and Jog mascot, to drum up some excitement and support for the Memory Walk and Jog, and I acknowledge the enormous efforts of Rebecca Bassarotti, Interim CEO, and Celia Vukovic, Events and Fundraising Officer, in pulling off a successful event. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, I am no runner or jogger, and at times I even have trouble walking from one place to another, let alone around the lake. However, I was pleased to be able to lend my group fitness skills to lead a warm-up for the 7-kilometre and 5-kilometre runners. I know that for most runners or joggers, a 10-minute dance routine is probably not what they had in mind when they volunteered for this event, and I thank them for being such good sports. And I have to give a special shout out to Minister Rattenbury for also joining in the shebang warm-up. Let's just say that perhaps his technique needs a little bit of a brush up, but he did go out of his comfort zone to join us. There may be a video before doing the 5-kilometre run to support the cause. Thank you to Shirley of Functional Fitness and Tia Fellow-Shabama for joining me on stage for the warm-up. Ita Buttrose, patron of Alzheimer's ACT, was on hand to congratulate and welcome back the runners and to proudly announce that the event raised almost $20,000, which will provide vital services such as counselling, social support groups and education. This will go a long way in helping family carers, people living with dementia and health professionals across our region. Madam Deputy Speaker, September is Dementia Awareness Month, and I encourage all members to do their part in raising awareness of dementia and its impacts on our community. Once again, I thank the team at Alzheimer's ACT on not only the fantastic event on Sunday, but for everything they do for Canberrans living